got a moment. When they see you down, just know they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bounce Back TV. I'm B. Luke, host of the Bounce Back Podcast. First of all, I want to thank everybody for 10K subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I couldn't have done it without y'all, man, but I got a special guest with me today.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell the people, you know, your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, congratulations, brother. Great to see you. Congratulations on the 10K. I'm Ronnie Blue Eyes, Malden Mass, Malden Made, Mass Mob, you know, Scandalous Squad, Boston Boss. I've been doing the podcast now for a while, doing the music for a while, but now the YouTube streets are going crazy, and that's why we're here. This is what we got to talk about, you know?
Absolutely. So let's get into it. Why don't you tell the people about your podcast, man? Tell them the name of it, what it's about.
I got the YouTube Streets podcast. Basically, it's for a while we were kind of stuck in the prison genre, the jail genre, trying to cover music, reacting to music, etc. You know, but it was stagnant. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be stuck in one place, so we tried to switch it up. We tried a little true crime. We tried music, reactions, reviews, and the true crime just hit, bro. The true crime just worked, you know, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So,
Absolutely.
And Plug, you know, New Age Plug, shout out to New Age Plug, salute. In Florida, the producer of the show, he was always in the true crime. So once we started messing around with the true crime, it just worked. So we ran with that, and now it's been taking off. You know, it's been a while, but we're about to hit 30K subscribers. We're at 25, over 25K subscribers right now. Yeah, thank you.
It been going up.
Yeah, ever since we went true crime, it just went up. So
why don't you talk a little bit about like the format and how, you know what I mean, the logistics behind it, because you don't do like much in person, right? You want to talk about like how it's a little remote, and you do a lot of live streams, correct?
Right. So we'll do some live streams, which is cool because we get to interact with people all over the world, you know. But we can only do that for so long, and it keeps us in the same place. So I'm trying to reach out. So the YouTube Streets podcast, that gives me access to people not just all over the country, but all over the world. So I get supporters now from Ireland, and supporters, a lot of people on the West Coast and down south that mess with the content and vice versa. So it's good, but we're able to network with each other. You know, one of my co-hosts is from Arizona. Shout out to AZ, AZ, you know AZ.
AZ Rock.
And then we got DVS from Flatbush, Brooklyn. It's so versatile, you know.
I love it.
And then we got New Age Plug from Florida. I'm the only one up there mass made. I'm the only one up there from Massachusetts. You know, I'm up there repping the Boston guy, the accent, Ronnie Blue Eyes. So it's going crazy. I'm having fun with it, and we're getting a lot of love and a lot of support.
Absolutely.
The followers and the fans and the supporters and the people that subscribe, we interact with them. We do the lives, like you said, and it gives us access to actually be able to interact with the chat. The other day was my birthday.
Okay, happy belated birthday, bro.
Thank you, thank you. You know, and we did a quick birthday live, and I got a lot of love. It was overwhelming at first. Like, I'm trying to keep up, thank you, but it was so many people giving me birthday wishes, I could barely keep up. But it was overwhelming because just not too long ago, we had like 7,000 subscribers, and that was big for us. Like, we were just about to hit 10K. We didn't even get to celebrate our 10K. We went straight from 7,000 to 25,000.
Wow.
You know, so now it's like almost overwhelming. You're used to having like 200 people in the chat. There's like 3,000 people in the chat. It's like we get a whole new. So we're reintroducing ourselves. We're kind of restarting, rebranding. I
love it.
And we get the intro songs going crazy. We actually play a song you and I did together, Long Nights with Keith Wavy, by Ronnie Blue Eyes and CMB Luke. Make sure you check that out. And then we got New Age Plug producing, so he slides some of my music in there, and he actually makes music as we go live for the content, so it covers exactly what we're talking about. It's kind of satire, it's kind of comedy, it's funny too at the same time, because he's on there talking about real stuff and the topics that we're reviewing. So
why don't you talk a little bit about how it went from like an idea to the process of like putting the team together that you guys put together and the creation of it. So talk about that.
And even just to bring up real quick, I'm glad you brought that up, because the people we did interview while we were in the prison genre, we had some legends on. We had, you know, Ian Big, JD Delay, a bunch of hosts from No Jumper, Milk 74, ODM Slim. Like, I could go on and on. We had some huge guests.
1090 Jake pulled up for the live.
1090, Pino, you know, so many, you know, it's crazy. But We actually had on Lush from No Jump Up, Poetic Flacco. So the format is just crazy, bro. It's just different.
Talk to me how like you connected though with like
Oh, so
Plug and
yeah, so
AZ.
it
Like how did
started
you guys meet and all of that
Okay,
and
yeah,
decide
so
to do something?
It actually
together?
started off with just an idea. So New Age Plug, he's a producer from Florida, just to give everybody some context. He reached out to me and wanted to do an interview. So he actually interviewed me before we even did the podcast. And then we got along so good, like, you know what I mean? We got along, we was talking, chopping it up. We were like, yo, let's do another one. And then there was another dude, Bredwin Aruga, shout out to Ruga from Ohio, you know what I mean? So somehow Plug and I was speaking and we're like, yo, let's get Ruga on. And then we reacted to a funny video and it kind of went like mini viral at the time. We're like, yo, we should keep doing this. It wasn't even an idea for a podcast at the time. And it turned into an episode every night, every week, to every night. And like I said, it went crazy. At first we were just covering music, talking music, really getting into hip hop, getting back to the art, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The stuff we love. But then we started interviewing other people with huge platforms, you know what I mean? We had some big names come on our channel, but like I said, we only stayed stagnant for so long, so we tried something different and it just hit, you know. But I still miss and I still love, that's why we do the lives, because I still love to interact with the people, and I still like to interview people in the genre and uplift each other and network and stuff like that. But I love where we're at, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, and I'm proud of you, bro. And why don't you talk
Thank
a little bit about like why you wanted to get into YouTube and become a content creator, and like what was your why behind that?
So, you know, coming up, I was a rapper. You know, I rapped for a long time. And then I think after a certain time, you know, with maturity and age, I fell back a little and I put my younger brother on, my nephew on. Shout out to Benny Franks and Keith Wavy, the whole Scandalous Squad, the whole Scandalous Squadron. And we did the Scandal Squad thing for a while, you know, and I just really wanted to rap. And then with everything going on in the world, I just really wanted my voice to be heard, you know what I mean? I think it's so important to be heard. We all get a voice. It's up to us whether we're heard or not, whether we speak up or not, whether we stand up, speak up and stand on business. So I'm like, when I'm really feeling away, it's therapeutic to let that out. Just like we go to the gym and work out our bodies, I like to work out my mind, body, and soul. So I think it's therapeutic for me to get stuff off of my chest. I could express myself in a safe environment and where it's not, you know, on those street stuff where I'm getting in no trouble. I'm just giving my 2 cents, you know, and kind of just giving my opinion. And I always been an in front of the camera type of dude. So I think it was the music that warmed me up to podcasting, and it got me used to being in front of a camera. It got me comfortable talking and speaking, and I could articulate myself very well sometimes when I want to, you know what I mean? So I just think it was the love for the music that actually, during COVID, everyone was doing podcasts. We couldn't really do much.
That's when you started?
So
to do the
around that time, I started thinking maybe I could try YouTube content, because since YouTube existed, I've had music videos.
Yeah, you've had the channel for a while.
Yeah, I've had music on YouTube for a while, and I actually lost my channel, and that was a big part of my comeback. I made a new channel.
I was just about to ask you about that. So why don't you get into a little bit about that for the people who maybe they're trying to create a YouTube channel and like some of the struggles that you encountered along the way, specifically about like the getting the channel shut down and stuff, bro. What
so I had
with
my
that?
channel for years. My first channel, Ronnie Blue Eyes, I had it for years, probably since YouTube was, like, you know, since the moment I heard about it and seen it, I'm like, oh, we're shooting some videos. We threw them up there. Some of my music videos had like 40,000, 60,000, 100,000 views. Some of them had 20K, 10K, 5K. Yeah. But I lost all that. So when I lost my YouTube, it was a lesson learned.
Yeah, so talk about that, what it was.
I uploaded a video. So allegedly somebody in the genre that we had interviewed, King Shine, was claiming he had 6ix9ine's watch. And 6ix9ine at the time had got jumped at some gym in the bathroom or something. Yeah, the LA Fitness. So I posted some of the fitness, the footage of LA Fitness in the fight, and simply because I clipped it together with King Shine saying he had 6ix9ine's watch. It was kind of satire, real comedy, but because it had that fight in there, I got a strike for violent content.
Oh, okay.
And the first time I uploaded it, I didn't upload it right, so I re-uploaded it, so they did it twice in a row, and I immediately lost my page because I had a strike.
Right.
So they hit me with 2 strikes and just deleted my whole page.
Which doesn't make sense, because if you're gonna call something a strike, you might as well take the baseball rules
Right.
with it, right? You
Right.
get 3 strikes, you're out, but it's
And
only 2.
I'm gonna be no, because I had one previously.
Oh, okay,
I
alright.
posted Hasbulla drifting.
Got you.
And he, you know who Hasbulla's a whole UFC
Yeah,
fighter. He's a grown
little
man,
dude, yeah.
but he's a short dude. So when I posted him drifting, it looked like like I'm letting my son drive or some crazy stuff. So I already had 1 strike for the Hasbulla drifting, and then so it was 2 consecutive back to back, and they just took down my channel. So then it was time to give up, which I thought about.
I was just about to ask you, did you think about
thought
giving up, and how'd you
quitting.
get
I was
through
so
that?
discouraged, bro. My head was down for days.
Yeah.
But literally, like that day, I jumped on my backup page, Boston Boss. I made a brand new Ronnie Blue Eyes page. I got a Malden Made page, Mass Made, you know, Mass Mob, and I ran with that, started promoting them until my Ronnie Blue Eyes rebuilt up. I used my Boston Boss page, and then as soon as I built up my Ronnie Blue Eyes page, it actually surpassed where I was at. So when I lost my page, I was at like 1,000 subscribers, which was a huge milestone for me. I was so excited to hit 1,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I lost it, I made a new one, and now I'm about to hit 2,000 on my brand new page.
So talk about like the difference in content, I guess, between like the YouTube Streets page and then like your personal, your Ronnie Blue Eyes page. What's the difference in the content with that, and what are you trying to do with your solo page, bro?
So YouTube Streets right now, we're strictly true crime. We're true crime. So that gives me a lot more room to do a lot more on my own page. So if I still want to, you know, interview some prison dudes and some dudes that are, you know, coming back and trying to help them restart, like what we're gonna do on Bounce Back TV with the Scandalous World and the Bounce Back podcast. I'm gonna do a lot of that on my channel, but I'm gonna do a lot of what I enjoy. You know, there's gonna be a whole weed show talking about different strains of weed and the dogs, the pit bulls, the training. You know what I mean? A lot of it is gonna be music. You know what I mean? Hip hop. But a lot of it is just gonna be dogs, like mostly shots on pit bulls, training pit bulls, rescuing, rehoming, and how to go about that, and try to help other people not only raise their dog, but raise it right and train it well at an early age. You know what I mean? I'm really into that.
So talk a little bit about, because I've been, you know, tuning into the recent content, right? And sometimes I feel like when I'm tuned into the Wade Wilson thing, I feel like I missed a lot, right? Like I'm not in the loop. So why don't you just kind of break down that whole situation and why you think it's gotten so much buzz, and like the way people are talking about it, you know, in the YouTube stratosphere. It's not just you guys. I see other people too talking about him. And what's up with that story?
I don't know, bro. To be honest with you, so basically, just to give people context, you know, this dude Wade Wilson, he unalived 2 women in Florida, which is crazy, disgusting. You know, where we come from, that's a no-no. We don't condone that. That's sickening, you know. You would think people would despise him, you know. But actually, it's the opposite. He's getting a lot of attention. A lot of women love him. It's giving me like Charles Manson vibes, like cult-like following. And it just blew my mind that this man is locked up for you know, taking the lives of 2 innocent women. And he has thousands and thousands of women sending him money, pictures, letters, phone calls, supporting him. So that really took me back. I wasn't surprised or shocked, because it is a scandalous world, but it did kind of blow my mind. I'm like, wow, like how's this getting so much media attention, you know? Maybe because he's a tall dude, he got tattoos on his face, he's a young dude, whatever it is, but the fact that his GoFundMe is, you know, raising more money than the victims in the case blew my mind. That's something that we feel like we had to cover. We had to say rest in peace to the victims, condolences to the families, as always. You know, we feel like we had to give another narrative, because a lot of people were supporting this dude and loving this dude, and that just blew our mind. So we cover it with facts, hard facts. We cover the prison calls, we cover the content, what's going on with him in jail, what's going on with whether it's a cell shakedown or a phone call. We cover it, and we kind of give the people a little bit of context of what's going on with that case, and we expose the people that do follow him, because some of these women that are supporting this killer have families,
Right.
have husbands and jobs with important like governments, and they're all over the state and all over the country and all over the world.
Right.
He got women from Germany calling him, and
Wow.
so it just kind of blew my mind. It really caught my attention. Somebody that used to be a ladies' man. I'm like, I understand they like a bad guy. That's one thing. Ladies love a bad guy. I get that. But to adore and be in awe and amazed by someone that hurt two women, that just, I think it was hard for me to register that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of learning as I go. So as I cover it, I'm still trying to understand it, because at the end of the day, it's like we're trying to make sense out of nonsense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like you have all the puzzle pieces. You're just trying to put them together.
The math just ain't mathing.
So have you gotten a chance to speak to any of these women who were supporting them and maybe had a change your mind, change your heart? Yeah.
We have actually. We've had a few so-called Wade wives. They call them Wade wives.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that support him. I think his GoFundMe's up to like 90 grand.
So
his
what did you-
canteen, he's eating good.
What did you learn from them, talking to them and having these conversations about?
So we're really trying to get into the psyche and get into the mind of these women. Like, why? Why? Like what and when and went wrong
Right.
for you to be in this position in life, especially if you have a family. Some of these women are bringing their kids to court, putting them on the phone with their children. So they're involving their family with this dude. So it's just really hard for me to fathom the whole thing. It blew my mind.
So where is he at as far as the legal process, right? Is this something that he's waiting, is he waiting trial right now?
So-
is it just allegations? Has he been convicted?
No, he was
Florida
convicted.
has the death penalty.
Yeah, so he's on death row.
Oh, okay.
He's convicted. With everything going on nowadays, you never know if he's actually going to be sentenced to death. Yeah, I mean, he is sentenced to death, but if he's actually going to be put to death, a lot of people are against the death penalty, and I understand that. You know what I mean?
And there's appeals and stuff.
Yeah,
too,
I ain't the judge or the juror, and everybody knows a death penalty, or when you're on death row, you could appeal that for the rest of your life. That's gonna take forever.
Yeah.
So either way, he's gonna ride it out. He's probably not gonna be put to death, but he's probably gonna spend the rest of his life in jail, but in protective custody, in one way, shape, form, or fashion. Whether it's PC or close custody, or it's death row, and there's not much movement on death row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like nobody can really get to him.
Yeah.
Because with them kind of cases out here, you would think he's in jeopardy for his life. But in Florida, it's a little different. There's people walking around with worse cases.
Yeah.
But because he tried to front like he was somebody he wasn't and try to claim a certain organization, he had a PC up. Because he tried to claim Unforgiven, allegedly. And he got the Swazis and all the tattoos that they wear. So now they got some kind of beef with him, allegedly.
Yeah. Wow.
So he wanted PC right away. But the fact that he's on death row, he's kind of hidden away and kind of.
Have you guys received any backlash from that, and what type of backlash is that?
So first of all, major backlash, and we did talk to a few Wade wives, and I just try to learn as much as I can where they were coming from, just why.
Keep
That
an
was
open
my
mind,
main question, why, and a few of them did transition through our podcast and conversations, that it made them understand where we were coming from. So we actually shed the light on a few things and made people reconsider, you know. But to answer your second.
What was the actual backlash though? These people, you know what I mean? Are they
So we
swearing
got
at you, death threats?
all
the
all
internet.
that, the Wade wives, threats, and all that, which we just ignore. We don't take it serious. But they actually tried to hit us with a cease and desist, get lawyers involved.
Wow.
They want our real names. They want access to our, the laptops, the production, and the phones, the names of the people that are on the podcast. And we're just, at the end of the day, we're just reacting to public information. There are phone calls from prison. Shout out to phone calls from prison. We react to a lot of their content on the YouTube streets. That's all public information. We all know anybody that's done time or has someone in their family or a friend that's doing time. We all know as soon as you pick up that phone, this call's being subject to monitored record, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So what you're saying is being recorded.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna indulge information, that's shame on you. You know what I mean? So basically, we're just reporting public information, and some people have a hard time processing that because it's these same ones that are trying to hide that part of their lives. Then they get exposed that they're on a phone call sending money to a whole killer.
Yeah.
And they got a whole family, a whole job, a whole husband. So that's why they're trying to send us cease and desist, because they don't want the information coming out that they're one of the females talking to this man, you know? It's crazy.
So talk a little bit about what the future holds for the YouTube streets, and then we'll get into like Ronnie Blue Eyes' future. But where do you see that channel going, and like where do you see yourself?
So YouTube streets, we're on fire right now, man. I'm so excited, bro. I'm excited. We're on fire. So AZ Ruction, shout out to AZ, shout out to DVS, Stuck in the System, New Age Plug. I think we're gonna do big things. We got a big interview coming up with Wade Wilson's father. Potentially, we're still waiting to see if that goes through. The dude Steve, he actually did an interview on Lockdown 23-1. Shout out to Josh. Salute to Death. That's the guy.
Yeah.
But we're gonna interview his father, trying to get into the childhood and the upbringing, and try to get in a little bit into the psyche and the development of Wade Wilson as a person, what happened before this, what kind of life he lived, and what led up to this beforehand. So I'm really excited for that. And one at a time, these Wade wives, you know, we're switching them up. Like we're letting it be known. We're exposing the truth, basically, you know. So we got a lot of them reconsidering, because they know if they go on there supporting him, we're gonna put it out there.
Right.
So if you have a family or you got a certain job, the government, you shouldn't be doing that. You should think about it, because, you know, this man is in there. At the end of the day, this man's in there for hurting women. You know, that's not cool.
All right.
So we're basically exposing, and they don't like that. And we're just reacting to the phone calls, like I said, that are public record. But they don't like that we got access to that through our connections. So.
Absolutely. So where do you see the channel in 5 years? Like, what are your goals? What are your expectations for the YouTube
We want to hit
streets?
100K.
100K?
We want to hit 100K. We're at 20. We're about to hit 30K. I feel it. We were at like 25 yesterday. It's like 27 today. We want to hit 100K and have that celebratory. We want to get that plaque as a team. You know,
you're gonna get
that'll be so cool just to do that. You know, so that's the goal. We want to get a few of these Wade wives on. We're gonna stay with the true crime. I'm gonna bring some Aaron Hernandez calls, some Boston Strangler documentaries, and react to some Whitey Bulger, some Irish Italian mob and mafia content, and bring some, because we get a lot of true crime in mass in New England in general. So we're gonna cover some local topics, and I'm gonna mix it in with the true crime with the YouTube streets. So we're gonna have Sunday mass and mass Mondays on the YouTube streets, and we're gonna start covering the Aaron Hernandez calls, and we're doing Boston Strangler, Whitey Bulger, different documentaries that are still true crime, but they're local, so I could cover it. You know what I mean?
So talk a little bit about the YouTube Streets Awards show. Is that something you guys are doing again? And what's up with that?
So actually, the first YouTube Streets Awards show, that award show was very controversial.
Okay.
Yeah, people were salty about the award show, so we have to do another one.
Okay, there you go.
We got to. People hated it,
Yeah.
so we have to do another one, of course. But it's fun. It's all in good fun.
When can the people expect that? Is that already in the works?
That's in motion. Plug's got a lot on his plate. You know, shout out to Plug. He's always producing something and always working and editing on the YouTube streets. But he does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff for the awards show. All we got to do is show up and host. You know, so I think that's going to be huge this year, because last time we had an award show, we've come so far since then.
Oh, big time.
We've came a long way, and the channel has grown so much, and we have such a different following. Back then, whether you hate us or love us, you was watching. Now we have way more love than we do haters. It's crazy, the people that we're helping. We actually helped this lady that had cancer and brightened up her day and helped her raise some money, and she made a video about how we changed her life, and it actually brought tears to my eyes. Like, we're actually making a difference out here. Like, at one point I was just on my phone talking shit, and now we're actually helping people. Like, I don't know when this happened, but I'm glad it did.
So what about the future of your personal channel? Where do you see that, man?
So I got my own personal goal to get up to you and hit that 10K mark. You know what I mean? I'm right there at 2. I want to hit that 10K mark one day. I'm gonna just keep working hard. I'm gonna keep up with the music. I'm gonna keep up with the Boston shots, the local lives. I'm gonna be doing like hood tours, going to Charlestown, Somerville, South Boston, you know, Malden, Cambridge, Everett, Chelsea, Revere. We're gonna be doing some hood vlogs and some neighborhood
Nice.
tours and stuff like that. Take them into South Boston and talk about the history of the IRA and the mob, and go to the North End and talk about the Italians in East Boston and etc. But I want to do a lot more pit bull advocation.
Yeah.
You know, so training, rescue, rehoming, and really raising them and teaching people how to do it as well. And really,
So, say if people wanted to get in touch with you with these vlogs and stuff like that, man, why don't you tell the people how they could contact you?
right. So I'm on Instagram. You know, I'm on YouTube, any platform. Ronnie Blue Eyes, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can check me out, Ronnie Blue Eyes. You can check out the YouTube streets on Instagram, Ronnie Blue Eyes. And then you got Boston Boss, that's my backup channel, where I do more local stuff, all about Massachusetts, you know what I mean? So people can check me out on any platform, Ronnie Blue Eyes.
Absolutely. And also, we're gonna be doing a show together, man. I'm gonna co-host with you, man.
Yeah,
I'm looking
I
forward
can't
to it. So why don't you
wait.
talk a
I
little bit
can't
about
wait.
that, man?
Yeah,
what do you
so
want to do with that, man?
The Bounce Back is doing great. So Bounce Back TV, we got the Bounce Back podcast. We're gonna be bringing Scandalous World podcast to Bounce Back TV.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be legendary.
For sure.
You and I co-hosting, and I got some real scandalous interviews lined up. I ain't gonna get into it too much, but we got some real good, and we're gonna do a lot of music too. I want to stick with the music, a lot of local artists, and not just music artists in every way. So we're gonna shake stuff up. I can't wait to get the Scandalous World podcast back on track.
Absolutely.
With the,
and I think it's a good way to expand too beyond just the prison and the jail stuff too, because
and that's
you know
what it's all about. We want to grow, you know.
And that's gonna be the root of it always too, Bounce Back TV. But it is about perseverance. It is about becoming a better man every day. It's about the bounce back, and it's about getting knocked down 9 times, getting up just the same amount of times. But if you had any closing words, man, before we end this.
No, I just wanted to say again, congratulations, and it's all about perseverance. That's where I got my name. I used to go by Real Severe. I used to go by Severe. That actually, I go by Ronnie Blue Eyes, but all my old work, if you want to look up my OCD, my album, my mixtapes, I went by Real Severe. And I got that from perseverance. Yeah. So it just fits, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's Bounce Back TV, and we'll be back.
Absolutely. You got any last minute shout outs or anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out to the whole Scandalous Squadron, man. Scandalous Squad, the whole Shamrocks, everybody in Boston, Massachusetts, and all of New England, man. You know what it is. Newland Street Projects.
There it is, man. That's the guy, Ronnie Blue Eyes, right there, man. I'm B. Luke, man. Bounce Back TV, guys. Remember, it is what it is. What's next is what you make it. And on that note, we're out of here. Peace.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Bounce back, you got a moment when they see you down this